is it your intention to try and return those stocks to 90 days?
One of the things about Australia, because of the size of our continent, is that the cost would be around about $20 billion annually.
$20 billion annually to make sure the country won't run out of fuel. That sounds pretty cheap, considering in Victoria alone, your government's been exposed on reports for over $15 billion worth of fraud. Or we spend over $50 billion on NDIS, with how much fraud is in that. You're acting like $20 billion is a lot of money. With the amount you waste, you must waste hundreds of billions of dollars a year, not to mention all the money you give overseas. It's a complete joke. G'day, welcome back to another video, fellow dark forces.
Our darkest forces.
We're back to expose Albo again. Now, this was recently at a press conference where he's saying we can't have 90 days fuel reserves in this country. First, there was no fuel crisis. And then we've got 30 days, we're doing great. And then you've been exposed, you're meant to have 90 days. As I've been spreading clips of Pauline Hanson saying that back in 2021 that we needed this.
I rise to speak on the Fuel Security Bill of 2021. When I came into the Senate in 2016, I raised the importance of fuel security for all Australians. This government and previous have continuously failed to meet the internationally mandated 90-day stockpile of fuel for the people of this nation.
And then you're out there, Albo, saying we can't have 90 days here because we're a big country. Australia, a big country, maybe in landmass, but population-wise, we don't use that much compared to countries with hundreds of millions of people. Yet they can have 200, 300 days worth of fuel. Like, let's check in Japan and see how much fuel they keep. So what is the population of Japan and how many days fuel reserve do they keep in that country?
Japan's population is about 123.8 million people. As of late 2025, Japan's oil reserves cover about 254 days of consumption.
How about China?
As of early 2026, China's population is about 1.413 billion people. China's estimated oil reserves cover roughly 100 to 130 days of imports.
So with a country nearly 1.5 billion people, they're keeping hundreds of days worth of fuel. Same with Japan, with hundreds of millions. We've got 28 million people here, and Albo's saying it's impossible for us to keep 90 days worth of fuel when we can make it here ourselves and drill, baby, drill. Can you comment down below if you think we should drill for oil and get rid of this net zero rubbish, start making power and resources again, and get our country back to where it needs to be with manufacturing and self-reliancy? Like, we need to get back to taking care of ourselves, not worrying about this globalization. But let's see what Albo's saying here. Let's see what he's saying about the fuel and why we can't have it and what he used to say when he was trying to get in office.
Is that, when you said to Joan, you're looking at everything, is it your intention to try and return those stocks to 90 days? And do you think people now, experiencing what they're experiencing, may be prepared to say cop a levy at the Bowser when prices return to normal to help fund it?
Well, just bear in mind that the 90-day reserve considered by the IEA isn't a reserve for domestic use. It's a reserve, as we've seen at the moment, for a global crisis to be released. So that's why it's there. One of the things about Australia, because of the size of our continent, is that the cost would be around about $20 billion annually.
$20 billion annually to make sure the country won't run out of fuel. That sounds pretty cheap, considering in Victoria alone, your government's been exposed on reports for over $15 billion worth of fraud. Or we spend over $50 billion on NDIS, with how much fraud is in that. You're acting like $20 billion is a lot of money. With the amount you waste, you must waste hundreds of billions of dollars a year, not to mention all the money you give overseas. It's a complete joke.
And the other thing is, because fuel can't be just kept, it has to be topped up.
Yep.
Then the challenge for us is very different from...
So keep it in near a busy city, keep using it and topping it up as you need it fresh. What's so hard here?
Smaller country, in Europe, for example, that has a larger population.
So now let's go to 2020 when Albo was running for office.
Taylor says Australia will take advantage of historically low fuel prices to build a strategic fuel reserve to be held initially in the United States. Anthony Albanese is the federal opposition leader and he's my guest on Afternoon Briefing this afternoon. Anthony Albanese, welcome.
Good afternoon, Patricia.
Do you welcome the government's decision to establish a 90-day strategic fuel reserve in line with our obligations under the International Energy Agreement?
Well, it's not in line with our obligations, Patricia. It's going to be in the United States.
Oh, and we know Albo hates America, just like he's cut all our alliances with them now. And we have no bloody army now. Good on you, Albo.
The point of our international obligations is that Australia should have here 90 days available of liquid fuel reserves.
So now, back in the past, 2020, you're saying that we should have 90 days fuel here. But now you're in charge, you're saying it would cost $20 billion and we can't have the fuel here. So what is the lie, Albo? Were you lying back then? Were you lying now? Or do you just want to give that money to scammers and you can't, or give it overseas to countries that hate Western culture that you support and you don't want to support Australians? Like, it just keeps going on and on and on. The weaseling, the excuses, the clips come up. He says he wants to ban social media. You should only watch ABC News and Channel 7, Channel 9, all that rubbish, because the wording and the message is the same on there. That's not good, Albo. That's called propaganda. And you want that propaganda machine. You want to shut down social media. You want to shut down channels like mine because we expose this stuff that makes you look like a mug, because you are. And you just get exposed over and over and over and over again. And Australians are sick of it. We are sick of it. So there you go. We could have 90 days here. Albo ran on getting 90 days here. Another politician lie, saying we're going to make the country more secure, get the fuel reserves higher here. As soon as he gets in office, oh, no, I'm not going to do that. No way. Like, he's just such... he's just a weasel. Weasel, I call him a weasel a lot. It's just the word that comes to my mind when I see Albo's face, weasel. I don't know why. I don't know. But anyway, like this video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below what you think of this video and what you think of Albo being busted again, lying again. I mean, do we ever get sick of exposing this guy? Probably not, because it's making our message stronger, showing what's really happening. So keep sharing these videos, get them out to friends and family, expose what's really going on in the country. Join to be a member if you want to support me and keep me getting these messages out there about what's really going on in the country. It means a lot to me, and I'll see you in the next one. Let's keep exposing Albo.
Our darkest forces.